Hello, hello, and welcome to Eyes of Faith with Michael Roy. Thanks for tuning into the channel. God bless you. This is the day the Lord has made. I shall be glad and rejoice in it. Hey, 2025 has shaped up to be a great year, of course. Donald J. Trump was elected president once again, and our economy is getting ready to blow up. As Trump says, it's going to grow bigly. But what's really important is that you help me grow this channel. Hey, if you've already subscribed to Eyes of Faith with Michael Roy, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have not subscribed, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Help us grow. You know what we're about. Yes, we talk about church. We talk about religion. We talk about politics, sports, whatever is impacting you and your community. However we can help you, we're going to broach those subjects. Well, in the news today, of course, you know, Letitia James, that Attorney General from the great state of New York, made it her goal to bring down Donald Trump, to do everything in her power to not only indict him, but to have him criminally charged. Not only criminally charged, but to have him found guilty in a fraudulent case of misuse of I guess, documentation to enrich himself and his businesses. Of course, we know that it was a kangaroo court. Trump was found guilty, and that case is under appeal. But Letitia James has found herself a hero of the Democratic Party, and she says she would relentlessly not stop trying to bring Trump down to his knees. Irony of ironies, this same woman finds herself in the crosshairs of Trump's DOJ. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So we're going to take a couple of minutes to let you see this video of Letitia James, of course, putting herself in harm's way, if you will. You know, some things you just can't make up. You know, some things are what they are. You know, people find ways of trying to, I guess what's the right word, hinder everybody, but they find themselves getting crushed by the decisions that they make. And so one of the decisions that Letitia James made was to come after Donald Trump. And that decision, we'll see, is going to cost her, as Trump would say, is going to cost her what's the term Trump uses? Trump says it's going to cost her bigly. So we're going to take a moment here to go to that video. I'm trying to figure out where I am. Okay. Here we go. Let's just go ahead and go to video.
Stand up and enforce the rule of law. The President of these United States is not above the law.
That's what she
said. No matter how rich, powerful, or politically connected you are, everyone must play by the same rules.
Please sue him for us.
Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the...
And now the Trump Justice Department may be a pain in her you-know-what. The angle has obtained shocking allegations leveled by the Trump administration against New York Attorney General Letitia James. The Federal Housing Finance Agency has sent a criminal referral to the DOJ accusing James of mortgage fraud. In a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi, Director Bill Pulte says James appears to have falsified records in order to meet certain lending requirements and receive favorable loan terms. He cited a property in Virginia that she's allegedly claimed as her principal residence and a property in New York that she claimed as a 4-unit structure instead of the required, instead of a 5, which Pulte says means she was able to get a different type and more favorable loan. Joining me now is Jonathan Turley, Fox News contributor and law professor.
Okay, I want to go back and say, irony of irony, someone who accused Donald Trump of falsifying documents and all that is now in the midst of being indicted. Allegedly, she falsified these documents. So let's go back and let her finish.
professor at GW University. Jonathan, mortgage fraud is rampant in the United States. There's all sorts of fraud that's rampant. There's disability fraud that they've vowed to crack down on in the Trump administration. But this is another thing that they have vowed to crack down on because it costs real money. Your reaction to these allegations?
Well, obviously, the irony is perfectly crushing. This is a person who prosecuted Trump for everything short of ripping a label off a mattress. And among the charges that were brought in New York, in not just the civil but the criminal case, was making false or misleading statements to financial institutions. And one of these sections, Section 1014 of the federal code, is prosecuted. It took me about 60 seconds of a search to find cases that the Department of Justice brought against people who falsely claimed that property was their principal residence in order to get loans. So this is well-tread areas for the Justice Department. As for James, if we applied the Letitia James standard that she created, there'd be little question here. This seems pretty straightforward. What the administration is saying is this was not her principal residence. In fact, as a New York elected official, she had to say that her principal residence was in New York. This was an out-of-state residence. But also, they claim that in some of these forms, she actually states that her father is her husband in order to file as a married couple. So there's a lot of those questions. And as you know, the Supreme Court just stated earlier in March, in a case called Thompson, that they want to see knowing false statements under sections like 1014, not just misleading statements. These are misleading statements. Either it's your principal residence or it's not.
Or it's not.
Again, irony of ironies. This woman who accused Trump of creating or falsifying documents to receive favorable loan outcomes for his businesses is now herself allegedly being accused of falsifying loan applications, falsifying what her principal residence is for properties in Virginia, falsifying the size of the property she owned in New York for the purpose of gaining more favorable loan applications. Now, these are things that are in writing that people can see. So we'll see what's going to happen. You remember Fonnie Willis, how she attacked Donald Trump, how she promised she was going to get Trump. You know what happened to Fonnie Willis? Well, she's being pretty much dragged, on concrete through mud, and just being just totally a broken woman at this point. Well, the same is more than likely about to happen to Letitia James. So, unfortunately, the Democrats have been using black women specifically and blacks in general to push their agenda to attack Donald Trump. And now many of these black women specifically and blacks in general find themselves in trouble with the Donald Trump DOJ. Hey, if you break the law, as Pam Bondi says, if you break the law, you're going to have to respond to the law. So, hey, Letitia, you spoke it into existence. You chose to make Trump an enemy, and now the enemy is at the door for you. So again, Letitia James being referred to the DOJ because of falsifying mortgage application documents to secure a more favorable loan outcome. Hey, this is Out of the Fate with Michael Roy, bringing you news that you can use. Hey, have a blessed day.